Okay. Technical issues. There we go. Hi, welcome. I'm starting again from Lunchtime with Jemima because I was using the wrong Zoom setting. Um, I didn't have any doubt before that it was the right thing, and it was, clearly. Good. Okay. Apologies if you were trying to join live and I was in the wrong place. I just got a message from someone. I was 10 minutes in chatting away and someone said I can't get into the Zoom and I realised I was in the wrong meeting room. So apologies. Welcome if you're watching live on YouTube. And I'm going to go from the top. Welcome to Lunchtime with Jemima. It's now 12 minutes past 1 on a Friday, 26th of June. We are talking today about reframing self-doubt. We're having a massive heat wave. Maybe it's melted my brain. In the UK, it's a bit cooler today, thankfully, although still hot. So welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching the recording if you're not live. We're talking about self-doubt. What is self-doubt? I can remember driving along once trying to think of some content. I was like, I could do a blog post on doubt. I was like, oh, do I have doubt? And then I made myself laugh out loud. So, well, clearly, yes. If you're having that thought, then you are doubting something. So, where does it come from? What is it for? So, self-doubt tends to come when we're trying to stretch the comfort zone. We're going from something we know well into something we know less well. We start to question, should I be doing this? How do I need to do this? What do I need to know? We're feeling uncertain, unsettled. And this can show up in work situations, going for a promotion or trying to succeed in a project, whatever it is. If you're going into something you don't know about, that can hamper your work. Relationships, you might defer to the other person rather than make your own decisions. And that could be anything within a relationship. But largely it is making decisions in general. We can kind of lose our own self-doubt. I think this is one of the things around AI. People kind of, or Google, people will sort of go, well, I'll just ask Google, what is the answer to this question, rather than thinking about it too much. Or, I mean, it's a really useful tool. It's just easy, isn't it? But sometimes I think we will do that rather than start to work it out ourselves or make a decision on our own, because we can have this lack of certainty. And decision making is what we need to move forward. So sometimes you might feel that you're not making progress, you're very anxious about making progress, or very stressed about it because you can't make a decision very easily. So you might be overthinking. Should I do this? If I do this, would this happen? And this happen? And this happen? We start catastrophizing. It all becomes very difficult and stressful. We can procrastinate. So you go, well, I'll just do this one more thing. I'll just change my CV. I'll just get another photo. Welcome. Hi. Welcome. Um, Thank you for your message because I didn't know I was in the wrong room. Welcome. We're talking about self-doubt, overthinking, procrastination, really getting stuck in checking, who do I go to? Where do I go? I don't know what to do next. So the overthinking can take over. We can catastrophize. We can get very, very detailed about what might happen if I get it wrong. Procrastination, I'll just do one more course, one more phone call, one more thing before I make a decision. Or we can be over checking with other people. I'm going to ask everybody I know for their advice. And that can be helpful and it can be very unhelpful. So you could ask 100 people and they will have 100 different opinions and ideas. As long as sometimes it's helpful to ask other people because then you can kind of agree with what they say. If you have that certainty, I find that personally, sometimes I'll go, oh, I'm going to ask my sister for her advice. Oh, she'll probably say this. So I sort of start to get an idea of what reassurance I want with the person I want to ask. It kind of gives me a clue because I have a very low internal self-authority. I can sort of see 15 different solutions at the same time. So it can be very difficult to make a decision sometimes. And that's got easier over time. um, I even used to send photos of myself in different outfits to a friend, go, does these look normal, which one shall I wear, I don't know what to wear to this event, because it becomes overwhelming and just somebody tell me what to do. So but now I can recognize if I'm asking that person, I probably want to do that, so I can kind of miss out that need for them to tell me what to do. And that comes with time also. So where do these things come from? Well, often it can be where we're told what to do as a child. Well, everything we experience for the first time is in the first 6 years of life. That's when we start to make all the decisions. All our core beliefs are set up. And even if we are telling a child, you've got to eat that even if you're full, we start to override their internal signals. Well, I'm full, I don't want to eat anymore. Well, you have to if you want a pudding. That can kind of overtake and override your instincts. We've all done it. So there are lots of different ways to start to build that self-trust, self-belief, and some of those things are just making decisions and just deciding anything. And you can start with the small things: cheese sandwich, ham sandwich, easy, doesn't matter. Like, I'm the only one who's affected. Do I like ham or cheese? Well, I like them both. Well, maybe I'll have a ham and cheese. Maybe I'll have this time, that one next time. Those things don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. So when you start to realize also that you're already making decisions, like you got dressed today, you got up today, you know what you're doing, you're in, the decisions that you've made so far have brought you where you are. So starting to kind of backtrack a little bit and go, well, oh, actually, that was a really good decision I made. And that felt really, what did it feel like when you made that decision? But for now, if we can just go into an issue or a thought or an area that you need help, that you feel that you have a bit of self-doubt, you don't know what to do, just close your eyes for a moment. That could be preferably smaller rather than a big decision, just because we don't want to get too overwhelmed right now. But just tune into, do I go to that party or not, or whatever it is, something small, and just tune into your body. And you might have a head in your voice, you might have a tension or something in your body where you can feel that self-doubt creeping in. Where does it come in for you? So I will have it in my tummy, a bit of anxiety feeling, a bit of like, oh, I'm not sure, a bit of uncertainty. You kind of feel a little bit of loss of energy, might be like for you. Just tune into what it feels like and put your hand on that place. I'm going to put my hand on my chest so you can see. I've also got one on my tummy. So just tune into the self-doubt and take a nice easy breath. Just connect in with that feeling, that part of the body. Good. And just ask that part, what are you afraid of? What do you think is going to happen? What is the fear? What's the problem with getting it wrong? And that might go into, they might not like me. I have to get it right. Often we're trying to just stay safe. That is, the unconscious mind wants us to stay alive. Number one prerogative, it wants us to stay safe. It wants us to stay part of the group. So if we make a decision that's wrong and we get told off, we might potentially get abandoned from the group. That's essentially what's going on deeply under the surface. If I get this wrong, then what will happen? Nice, easy breath. And you might have a younger version of you or an age come to mind where you felt like this before. Good. And we're just going to acknowledge that feeling. We're going to do some butterfly tapping today. So just crossing your hands over your chest and just tune into that self-doubt. Feel it in your body, easy breaths, just noticing. Good. Noticing any tension, any heaviness, this self-doubt. It's often an anxious kind of feeling, but it might be different for you. And you can keep your eyes closed or open, whatever feels good. Just focusing. You can repeat after me. This doubt in my body. Or this doubt. I don't want to get it wrong. I need to get it right. Releasing it now. Good. and just bringing an energy or a colour, some reassurance into that part. Good, so it's nice just to acknowledge what's going on. And now I'd like you to answer the question, what would I do if I knew I couldn't get it wrong? That it really didn't matter which decision I made, because the only consequence would only be the right one. So think of that in terms of this specific issue that you have. If I couldn't get it wrong, what would I do? So you're in the perfect universe, perfect world. The decision you make is the right one. Clue, it already is that one. And if that's still bringing up doubt for you, another question you could ask, what would I say to a friend if they asked me? If they had this exact same problem, what advice would they give them? And that advice might be, you need to get more help from an expert, could be. So maybe you do need to ask somebody else. But it's often very easy to see the issue when it's further away from you. You can see what someone else needs to do very easily. When it comes to ourselves, it's much more difficult because we have that internal conflict, all these layers, all these thoughts, all these feelings. Good. And now see yourself taking that action and moving through it to the other side of the issue so that it's resolved. You did what you thought you needed to do. It's resolved. See yourself there. How does that feel now? What does it feel like to have made the right decision, to have it resolved, to know that it's over and that you got it right? Nice easy breath. And there's a really nice kind of easy thing. It's like if people are worrying about money, for example, it's like, just imagine I put £100,000 in your bank account. How does that feel now? Often, oh, okay, that's great, I don't have to worry about it. And then you can, so it's the same kind of thing. What happened if I could just wave a wand and this problem was solved? You got it right, you made the right decision. Sink down into that. And this is the place you want to make the decision from, this feeling. I can even hear my own voice kind of lowering a bit and dropping. Good. Lovely. So how does that feel? Just tune back into the original problem. Hopefully that issue's not responding, or it's much less in your body. Good. Another really good tip, if you really don't know what to do about something, write the problem at the top of the page and then write 10 solutions, at least 10, but no less than 10. 10 solutions. And when you can kind of come up with that 5 or 6 pretty easily for anything, but when you start having to go deeper with that, you really have to think about things more deeply. You get more into the solution, and then new ideas can come in because you're much more focused on the solution, because that's the path you're going down, rather than this is a problem, because you get all the problems. You're going, well, what's another way? And what's another way? Your mind will come up with the answers. Just need to give it the right environment. Good. So hopefully that's helpful. We're now going to anchor some confidence into your body. So an anchor is an NLP tool, and it's almost like having a button on your body that you can press that will instill a particular state. So a state is when you're driving, you go into a kind of trance-like state when you're when you drive for half an hour and suddenly think, oh, how did I get here? Our body knows what we're doing. The conscious mind can wander off because the unconscious mind it knows what's happening. It doesn't need to focus. So you can just do things automatically. You're doing the washing up, you can think about all sorts of things. You don't have to work out what you're doing. So we go in and out of these trance states all the time, where we're on automatic. We're not having to think consciously. And when we create a state of confidence, self-assurance, I can't get it wrong, this feeling, I can't get it wrong. It's a bit like in Harry Potter when he thinks he's taken the lucky potion, like he's like so confident that everything works out for him. He didn't take the potion, he just believed that he did, and then everything worked out. And that's what we want to do with an anchor. So I'll just talk you through it. First of all, you're going to take finger, and the anchor is going to be, you're going to drop your finger onto your knuckle. We're going to lock a feeling onto that action, and you're going to lift it away. So first of all, we're going to create the state of thinking of a time when you felt really powerful. So sorry, first of all, have your fist and your finger like this. And when I say drop, you're going to drop your finger. Good. So closing your eyes for a moment, think of a time when you felt really powerful, where everything was working out for you. One of those days where everything just lines up. And think of a time when you felt really loved and appreciated. So you can come back to this on the recording, but right now just tune into that as much as you can right now. And then choose a time when you felt really confident, when you really knew your stuff. And a time when you felt deep happiness for where you were and appreciation for your surroundings. And now layer all these feelings together: power, confidence, acceptance, love. And turn that up in your body. See yourself succeeding in the flow, everything working out. And when you feel that starting to peak, I'm going to say drop, just drop your finger down onto your knuckle, drop, and just turn up the volume on those feelings. Bigger, brighter, stronger. And when you feel that's in there, you're going to feel a shift and you're going to know when to lift your finger off. So do that in your own time. Intensify those feelings. And when you're ready, just lift. Good. Lovely. Stretch your body a little bit. Bring your attention back to the room. Take a few deep breaths. And just clap 3 times. And then remember what you have for breakfast. Good. Lovely. If you didn't have any, then what did you have for dinner? Didn't have that either, then you need some lunch. Good. And now just bring your attention back to the action. Just drop your finger on the knuckle and you should feel those feelings flooding back in. You might feel a warmth, a burst of energy. So that is an anchor. So anytime you're going to a place where you need to make a decision or you want a bit more confidence, then you can use this button. Just press the button on your knuckle, tune into that. And the more you use it, the more associated that is with success and intention. Your body manifests what your mind believes. If you tell your body, when I press this button, I feel amazing, then it will. It might take a bit of work and a bit of building up. When I first did this a few years ago in my training, I'd forgotten about it, I hadn't used it for a while, and then I just remembered and did it, and all the feelings came rushing back. They don't go away, but the more you use them, the stronger that's going to be. So I encourage you to go back through the recording. You can take your time. You can really find specific memories where you felt amazing, like do that research for yourself first, just to really make that powerful. And you can even have confidence on one finger, self-empowerment on another finger, flow, love. You can kind of use all your fingers in different ways so that you can just power up each button, essentially, power button in your body. Good. Lovely. So now hopefully you're feeling stronger, clearer, and really the thing, if someone else is having the self-doubt that you're experiencing, what would you say to them? You can give them advice or you can just reassure them and just, it is going to be okay. Whatever you decide will be the right thing. And you can always course correct. Things change constantly. You can only make one decision at a time. We can catastrophize and go, well, if I go down this road, then I've got to do this, 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 and this. Well, possibly, yeah, and possibly not. So the more that you can tune into, this is where I am right now, this is the decision I'm going to make, the easier it will be. Good. So if you're with someone else, what would you say to them? Bring that reassurance and peace and calm into the body. And good, there we go. So I hope that was helpful. I'm so sorry for the missed beginning. I very confidently went into the wrong room. But the recording will be there. You can comment, you can ask for more help if you need to, and always book a clarity call. I just want to share with you that I will be starting up my London clinic again in the autumn. I've got some sessions in the summer too, if you're interested in coming for a session face-to-face in London with me. If not, I'm available online. As always, you can book a clarity call at any time. Visit my website, jemimablasdell.com. But I would love to hear how you're getting on. So you can comment, below. Share, like, subscribe, do all the things, and I will see you next time on Lunchtime with Jemima. Thanks so much. Bye.